Hi, my name is Andre Cummins, and I am presenting The Art of War, Mathew Brady's Photography in the American Civil War. Brady was born in Warren County, New York, in the early 1820s to Irish immigrants, Andrew and Julia Brady. Little is known about his early life, but historians believe that during a trip to the Albany area, he met portrait William Page. It is also believed that through William Page, Brady met Samuel F. B. Morse. Morse, a professor of art and inventor of telegraph, likely tutored Brady in the newly developed technology of daguerreotype, the process of creating a mirror image on a silver surface copper plate. In 1844, Brady opened his Daguerrean Miniature Gallery on Broadway. With a keen sense of self-promotion, Brady immediately began to set himself and make a name for himself. He also began taking and exhibiting daguerreotype portraits of illustrious Americans like Edgar Allan Poe. In 1849, Brady opened a gallery in Washington, D.C. to expand his business and have closer access to the nation's political leaders. As new technology advanced, photography from the daguerreotype to the glass plate negative process in the 1850s, Brady helped lead the way. The easily reproducible negatives brought mass marketing to photography in the form of card photographs known as carte de visite. In 1860, Brady was eager to capture the Civil War photographs and stereographs from the start. During an interview in 1891, Brady said, "A spirit in my feet said go, and I went," when describing why he would embark on such a novel and potentially dangerous journey. Mathew Brady believed so much in the importance of photographing the war that he used his own money to hire a team of photographers to travel with him. Brady and his associates, most notably Alexander Gardner, George Bernard, and Timothy O'Sullivan, photographed many battlefields, camps, towns, and people touched by the war. Their images depict the multiple aspects of war except one crucial element: battle. The primitive technology of photography required that subjects be still at the moment the camera shutter snapped. Therefore, active battles could not be captured at the time. The battle. Brady and his crew were able to photograph many historic battles, such as the First Battle of Bull Run, Antietam, and Gettysburg. Brady's photographs show camp life, routines, war preparations, the moments just prior to battle, and the aftermath of battle. Life after. Brady is unique among the war's photographers in that some books give him credit for taking nearly every Civil War photograph, while other books claim that he took no photos at all because of his poor eyesight. The truth lies somewhere in between. Brady's gallery produced and sold Civil War photos by the hundreds. Like anyone with poor eyesight, Brady wore glasses, so he left much, if not all of it, to his assistants. Still, Brady was in the field with the Army at least once during every year of the Civil War and was often intimately involved in composing photos, if only because he himself posed in more than 30 images. In that sense, a Brady photograph, like a Steven Spielberg movie, is something that can be clearly credited to him even if he didn't sensitize glass plates, load cameras, and pull the lens caps to expose negatives. After the war, Brady continued to operate a Washington gallery into the early 1890s. In 1875, he gained some relief from his chronic money troubles when the U.S. government bought the Civil War negatives and prints still in his possession for $25,000. These images are preserved by the Library of Congress and the National Archives. While preparing an illustrated lecture of the Civil War photos for the presentation at Carnegie Hall, Brady's life ended unexpectedly. It was scheduled for January 30th, 1896, but he was hospitalized and died on January 15th. He is buried in the Congressional Cemetery in Washington. So, who cares? After this presentation, you may be asking, why does this even matter? Well, the art of photography during a conflict keeps track of wins, losses, and lives lost, but also does much more. It exposes the bitter and gritty realities of the war, raw images untouched by opinions or views. They are simply still moments that can be interpreted as the viewer see fit. War photography can impact the citizens back home by sparking controversy about the tactics of war, the appropriateness of the imagery, and moral issue dilemmas that they present. It can also be used to justify the war and boost support from the home front. Without war photography, a very real war may remain distant fallacy to those for whom it's being fought. Photography makes war real to all of us without having to risk our lives.